Hello, Aubrey here, and like many of you, I have been playing Blueprints while diligently taking notes as I try to piece together the many mysteries found in these shifting halls. On one of my early run days, I chanced into a situation that allowed me to see what I believe to be the complete works of Marion Marigold, also known as Mary Jones, our in-game mother who has been missing for several years. There will be spoilers if you have not unlocked more than the first 2 stories written by Marion. These spoilers will be towards the end, and I will mark them as such. Let's get into the first of Marion's published works, The Red Prince, which can be found in the nursery, or there is a signed copy located in the master bedroom. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad. A story he had read in the bath and the bed. And maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. The second of Marion's works, Swimbird, can be requested on the book request form in the library and will become available the next time you draft this room. Upon opening the book, you can see the previous borrowers of this work along with the corresponding checkout dates. Swimbird by Marion Marigold, Ruffington Red Publishing, 1985. I am a dare bird, a daring and brave bird, diving so deep bird, a ride on the wave bird. There is not a dare I would not do, there is not a depth I would not dive to. However, my friends are not very open to the idea that I like the sky less than the ocean. Bird in the sky, not in the sea. That is what they say when looking at me. You are not seabird, you are not swimbird. If you are friend bird, fly in the wind bird. And shouldn't you always listen to friends? For they know me best, or so they pretend. So I dare not dive, and I dare not swim, and I dare not step foot in the ocean again. And I dare not smile, and I dare not laugh, for they will do it for me and on my behalf. And I dare not dream, and I dare not speak, for maybe my friends won't like the real me. And I will say goodbye to my dreams and the sea, and wonder why daring feels just like defeat. And now for the spoilers. The last of Mary's written works, A New Clue, can be checked out at the library only after purchasing it from the bookshop. And yes, the bookshop can only be drafted from the library, so this is an extremely rare room to draw. Once purchased for the asking price of 50 coins, A New Clue is available for checkout at the library on your next draft, and will be waiting there for you on your subsequent draft. As the title suggests, a new clue is full of new clues to solve various puzzles. I will read through the story first, and after we'll put up some screenshots to show the more hidden hints. A New Clue by Marion Marigold. Sundial Publishing, 1988. All he needed was to find a new clue. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. If he knew what to do, he'd likely tell you. For you are looking for a new clue too. He had retraced his sketches and studied the files, reviewed all his cases and gone through the piles of the evidence present and precedents evident, and retraced his steps as it stretched on for miles. He had looked high and low in all of the rooms. He had searched every corner in each of the tombs. In this particular case, he had checked every space. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. He looked and he looked under beds and in nooks. He questioned the maids. He questioned the cooks. It was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur, who told him new clues were found only in books. So tome after tome that the library loaned, and the books that he had that he already owned, were searched from their covers all the way through. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. He changed all the letters in the lines that he found. He checked all the colors of the spines that were bound. He doubled the meaning of each seasonal greeting and found that the diction of each word was sound. He stayed up all night and studied the maps. He laid out the floor plans and measured the gaps. And if his directory was considered a trajectory, it was nothing short of a full mental lapse. A man obsessed, and cuckoo too, they would say as he would wander through. The best medicine is not yet evidence. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. And having read this book so many times, having scoured over each of its cryptic lines, have you exhausted your search? Have you seen all the signs? Or is there perhaps something new, something overlooked but now in view? Have you finally found it? Could it really be true? If it's a new clue, you know what to do. These are all of the published works of Marion Marigold that I am aware of, but please let me know if you found additional stories penned by our mother during your journey through the manor, as I know I am far from discovering all that this puzzling adventure has to offer. The signed copy of The Red Prince in the master bedroom indicates that the published ending is not the one our mother had originally intended for this book, and we get to hear the original ending spoken in her own voice the first time we make it into the elusive Room 46. I will leave you with that cutscene here, and may you always look closely and see something new.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color.